Hi, beautiful. So, in order for me to go forward, I feel like I need to take y'all back just a little bit and share part of my testimony so that you can see where I'm going with this and why I am doing it the way that I am doing it. So, in 1998, I was in a school bus accident. We were on our way home. My bus driver didn't stop at the stop sign, and we ran through the road and flipped in a ditch. And that's where my scars came from. They are something that I have learned to love. I haven't always loved them, but I do love them now. I realize they are part of me as much as I feel like people see them before they actually see me. I actually think that that is a lie and that people see me before they actually see my scars. And it feels good to know because that's not always how I want to lead out. And so learning to change that mindset and just go into the room being me. Yes, there will be times where questions come up. And like, I don't mind answering questions at all, especially with my kids. That was a huge fear of mine is like, I don't want them to see me as a monster or look at me differently because of them. But we have so much fun in children's church. And so I love them for it. And some will come in and they're like, what happened to your face? And I'll tell them, and they may have follow-up questions, but I no longer have that fear of them being afraid of me. Now it's just an open conversation of what happened and how I got through and how the Lord carried me through all of it, literally. I think I had 10 surgeries in total. I have scars on both sides of my face. And there's some on my neck on this side, but it was just part of the journey. I was just a third grader headed home. Dad wanted me to stay with him. I wanted to ride the bus home and got on the bus and ended up in a bus accident. And I think he carried that for years, but I'm like, Dad, I'm okay. I really am okay. I've learned to love them. I did an I Am Enough project that allowed me to see other people because for me, my scars were physical, but a lot of people have scars on the inside and we try to hide them because they come out in different ways. And so to see people for who they really were, oh, I loved it. I love that project so very much. So that was then. So March of 2018, I started having pain in my lower stomach. And so we went to the ER. They were like, oh, you're constipated, and sent me home. So I worked that weekend. I had my little sister's bridal shower that I was throwing for her. And then I came home and I was in some major pain to the point where I'm like, Mom, we got to go back to the hospital. So we went back only to find out that I had a tear in my colon and I was on the verge to sepsis. And they had to do surgery, but they couldn't do surgery right then because they had to remove all of the infection from me. So this whole journey was what I thought was going to be quick, and it was not. And this is also my note to all of my business owners. Please take care of yourself. The other part of this for me was my health insurance was trash. So it's always like, I'll take care of myself later when I get better insurance, but life doesn't stop just because you have bad insurance. So it's going in with the insurance that I had and being nervous of like how long my downtime was. Now, y'all, I really thought I was going to be back working in 3 weeks. My recovery time was like 5 months. And that was challenging as a business owner. You still have overhead. You still have all of the things that are still running, even though you are not making money. When I say take care of yourself, I mean it because I don't want you to be on the other side of that. Like I am by myself. At that time, I had my assistant and she was able to carry on the sessions. I think they were like newborn sessions or things of that nature that could not wait for me to get better. But I sent my other clients to other people just because I didn't know how long this was actually going to be. And so take care of yourself. And I mean that with everything inside of me because if you aren't well, you can't do anything else. So please take care of yourself. I had a cut from the middle of my stomach all the way down to my pelvic bone. I didn't realize how many things my abs and stomach control, like laughing hurt, sneezing hurt. It was all of the things. And then to heal up took so long. It took so long. I had great people. My sister was around to help me. My mom was amazing. But it's those moments when it takes you 45 minutes to shower and you're just in the shower crying because you're hurting and you don't have the energy for it. And y'all, it was so much. And so it's like, okay. But yeah, all the while I saw the Lord being right there with me in the hard times, in the dark times. That's when I saw depression come at another level. It was like to see those same walls because I'm in the room just trying to make sure that I'm okay. The more movement I did, the more it hurt. It was just like, this is not how I thought it was going to be. And then on top of that, I was still having pain that I thought was going to go away from surgery. And so I'm learning to manage with pain. Like I told my mom, she would ask me every day, like, how are you feeling? And I'm like, I don't like this question. I don't like this question to ask me like daily. I was like, it's to think about it only made it worse. And so I'm navigating all of this, being in the same spot, same room. Depression was real. It was heavy. It was dark. And it's like, Lord, I just want to be better. I just want to go back to work. I just want to go back to church. I just want to move. And that's also when I saw that I couldn't do weddings the way that I really wanted to, because doing an 8-hour wedding and bending and stooping how I was, y'all, it was taking a toll on my body, so that I'm working as hard as I'm working, but then it's taking me 4 and 5 days to recover. And by the time those 4 and 5 days come up, it's the weekend again. And the weekend is when I do most of my sessions. And so it's just like, take care of yourself. So I was able to come back, I want to say November-ish that year, and do Christmas. It was just a slower Christmas. I had to pace myself, had to separate sessions longer. But all of this took me right back to, okay, it's time for me to do a Sabbath. And that year is when I implemented a Sabbath on my Mondays. And so Mondays look different for me now. It's, no, I'm not working. Yes, I'm working all day Sunday. And that's also when I stopped working Sundays, because I knew I needed to edit Saturday on Sunday so that I could have Monday off and have less phone calls, because you're not calling about your session because it's already done. And so it was like, ooh, something has to change. And that's when it changed for me. And so do what you have to do. Take care of yourself, because you matter. So I have the partial colectomy in 2018, recovering from that. And I'm still having this pain in my stomach. And we go to do a CT and find out that I have a herniated abdominal wall. Now, this has to be around 2021, I believe. And so this is why I am having this nagging pain day in and day out. I'm just learning to manage pain, because I was like, I don't want to be on pain management, because I still need to function and function well. And so it was all of the things with that. But I'm grateful that I saw the Lord show up and show out and move in and through my life day in and day out. There's another level of strength when you have to rely on his strength only, because you don't have it at all. So that's where we were with that. The doctor was like, well, I really need you to lose like 100 pounds. Otherwise, you're going to have to go through this surgery again, because it's only going to tear again. I'm like, this is discouraging. So after getting that news, I was like, okay, let's lose weight. But it was with the modification that I can't do too many things, because I have the potential to rip it even further. And I'm like, okay. Trying to do a dietary change, all of this is there. And I would lose like 5 or 10 pounds, and then I would gain it plus more. And I'm like, I don't understand. How do you want me to lose weight when I can't move how I want to move to do the working out? Because I've been a plus size girl the majority of my life, probably all of my life. But in college, I was able to work out and get my weight down. And then I've always been fluctuating. And so that was just the battle that I was in. So 2021 up until this year, I told my mom, I was like, I'm going to start working out the way I want to work out. And so that's what I did. Y'all, nobody told me that working out solo was different. Y'all, July 10th was my first day at the gym. I had so much anxiety going to the gym. I knew that I wasn't going to make an excuse. That's the one thing that I knew. But going in was nerve-wracking. I signed up for the membership online so that I had no excuses. And so I went in, I had my little code ready, sat in the car, gave myself a pep talk, and I was like, okay, we're going to do this. It was so scary walking through those doors, because I know for me, I know the slogan is a no judgment zone, but it's just how we look at people. And I'm just like, here I am, about to try. Y'all, we didn't, I think I did 20, maybe 15 minutes to 20. And I was like, I'm walking straight out these doors. And I did the 15, 20, and I walked straight out of that door, got right back in the car. And it was like, okay, I did it. But it was scary. It was nerve-wracking. And we were talking, I think I was talking to one of my friends, we were talking about the fact that typically you're doing the gym with somebody else. And that's really my reality. In college, I had my best friend. After that, I had my sweet friend from church. Like, I've always had somebody to go to the gym with. So to do it by myself, I was so concerned. Like, I have not done weights to this day, y'all. Like, to this day, because I'm afraid of having the wrong form or tearing something worse. I don't even know. But it's like, I want to, and one day I will, but it's just nerve-wracking to do it by yourself. And so that one day turned into two, and I just kept going. And I was like, okay, we're going to do this. Up your time doing your cardio. And that's literally all I have done. But I did it. And that's just a journey that we are on to knock off these 100 pounds. The other side of that for me is that I have wanted the gastric sleeve, and I've watched so many videos on it. And at this point, I don't know which way I want to go. I really don't. I know that for me, I have to use it as a tool to help me drop the weight. That's what I do know. I think so many times I have heard, oh, it's just the easy way, and it's not. It needs to be a tool to help you lose weight. And so you still have to do your part. I had the mindset change that it's not like I'm going to be working out for 4 weeks. I'm going to have to work out for the rest of my life. Period. And so with that, I need you to enjoy it. I need you to find out the things that you like so that this is no longer just dreadful, but it gives you what you need because you have to do this for life. I know that so many people say working out gives them energy. It drains me. And I'm like, why am I different? Other people are 5 a.m. girlies, 3 a.m. girlies. And I'm like, that's not me. I don't have the energy that other people have when they finish working out. And I'm just like, okay. But I know that it's necessary. So I have to do what I have to do in order to keep going. And so it's finding the little things that will give you your workout in a different way. I have found that I enjoy the step aerobics at home. So I'll do that if I can't make it to the gym. But it's finding what you need for this season of your life. I really do want to get back. First of all, I need to go back to swim lessons. So I learned how to swim so that I can go to Jamaica. And now I feel like if I had to, I could, but I really just want to be fluid with it and just have fun and do a water aerobics at the gym, something fun like that. That's what I really want to do. But it's those things. It's finding the enjoyment in the little things. And so that's where I currently am. And so from here, I do want to post some of my old content. So I've been recording for a while with the fear of posting. One thing was seeing yourself on camera will also make you feel some type of way. And so it's like, oh, angles matter, but also it's the reality of like where you really are. And so when I first started recording, I think I did my very first recording in Kroger. I might post. I might. That's a huge might. And just to see the angle that I recorded from, it made me feel horrible. And I was like, okay, something has to change. So here we are on the something has to change. Still on the road to drop 100 pounds. And yeah, day by day, moment by moment, sometimes second by second. But here we are. And so the content that I'm getting ready to post with my vlogs is more so, oh, I left out a part. I'm taking y'all back again. Wait, I got to tell y'all about the gluten. So about 3 years ago, I was cooking dinner for my mom for her birthday, and all I had was a sandwich, and I was curled up on the floor in pain. And I'm like, this is different. So mom ended up finishing her birthday dinner, which, bothered me because, yes, I cook the majority of the weekdays, but still, it's her birthday. I wanted to cook for her birthday, and I wasn't able to finish her meal for her, but of course, moms do what they do and they jump into action. So this starts the identifying what I'm eating that is causing this kind of pain. And we tracked it back to gluten and wheat. Y'all, there's so many things that have gluten and wheat and rye in it. And I'm just like, what is this? What triggered this? So going into further research, finding out that colon surgery could trigger this gluten thing. And so here I am years later trying to walk this gluten-free lifestyle because I can feel when I've been gluten, I will catch a rash on my chest. Like there's abdominal pain for days and it's no fun to be gluten. So I'm navigating this gluten-free lifestyle and it's a challenge because we only have one dedicated gluten-free place in my area. So when I go out of town, I enjoy finding places that have gluten-free options that also understand cross-contamination because food safety is major and it can give you anxiety just trying to make sure that you are going to be okay because you're like, oh yes, I understand you carry gluten-free. And I need you to realize that you using that same knife that you used on my food will gluten me and I'm the one that's paying for it. And unfortunately, the self-employedness, you're like, you have to push through even on the days when you are in pain. And so it's just like, I try my best to do what I have to do to make sure that I'm okay and that I feel safe. Like I'm quick to, and this has also caused me to find my voice and to use my voice. I'll be quick to ask for a to-go cup or to-go silverware so that I'm not worried about was this clean enough or things of that nature, because all of that matters if you're in a facility that has gluten around it. So I've been navigating this journey. The thing about gluten is it makes everything so nice, soft, and fluffy. And so, y'all, trying to get a good sandwich, I've now found my right bread. But for somebody that is new to this, I am excited to post some of that content of trying new things and seeing how this goes, because unfortunately, this is just how it is. Sometimes it has me on edge because I'm like, my husband is going to have to live with me with this. And it's like, Brittany, that is going to be the least of it. The right one will be okay with it and will adjust. It's like, even with mom now, it's paying attention to, did you touch this after you did this? And so the majority of our things, we are both gluten-free. Because you are cutting the gluten, you often are adding carbs when it comes to trying to modify something gluten-free. And so that has been a journey that I am navigating on. And so that's where I am up until now. So I'm currently doing that and learning. Everything is knowledge at this point. It's trying new things, it's learning what is, also identifying that simple things like what you may see gluten-free at one point may not be anymore because they changed manufacturing lines. That's my journey up until now. We'll see how this goes. And yeah, welcome to Brittany Unfolding, where we're unfolding this thing called life.